What is going on, guys? Crazy Monkey 329 here. Just coming back to this brand new video. I know I haven't uploaded in a while. I'm still getting used to the new job and everything. So my whole recording schedule was gonna be all finicky, and I'm not gonna be able to record for a while. But I have a few days off for right now, so I wanted to try to get back into recording. This game I found on Epic. It's like $10, I think, and it's like inspired from Firewatch, Journey. It also kind of reminds me of that one game, Jacksepticeye, I played, that Dragon Cancer. But yeah, the game seemed really interesting, and the whole story and the atmosphere it has, I really wanted to bring that onto my channel. But yeah, let's get right into it.
Are you awake? I thought I heard you get up.
Yeah, I'm awake. Sorry, I just can't sleep.
Are you thinking about him?
Yeah, a bit.
Oh,
You
it's
should get
Taco
back to
Spring.
sleep, my love. I'm fine.
No, it's okay. What else is on your mind?
Why can't a fox double
It
jump?
seems weird, but I had one of the most vivid dreams of my life. I saw a fox on a snowy mountain, just looking confused and worried. Those eyes.
What's that over there?
I can't get those eyes out of my head. She was running in the windy snow, looking for something.
Do you think it has to do with you and what's been going on?
I don't know. It was just a dream, Rachel. They're not meant to make sense. A lot's happened the past couple days, that's all.
Well, if you're not going to sleep anyway, you should tell me.
Oh, so somebody's
I want
camping
to
equipment
hear.
got covered in snow.
All right.
I wonder what's been going on with him. That's caused him to have this kind of damage. Actually, I wouldn't say. I shouldn't say damage. Yeah, like I said before in the intro, this looks beautiful. Oh, before I forget, before we get further into the game, if you guys want to see me play this game even more, don't forget to leave a comment and also like and subscribe too. Those always help. I'll probably cut that and put. Nah. What's this?
So, not far from her home, she followed that path to something unexpected.
Is that one of her babies?
She couldn't stay, though. She had to find her other two children. So she took that path. She followed it towards something ancient. Something with answers.
What kind of answers?
Fox looked high and low, searching for any sign of her cubs. Points of light showed the way to this ancient tree. It was as if each one had a story to tell, all their own. The land was trying to tell my story, too. I felt like I was right behind her the whole time.
It's like living vicariously through her. Can't do anything to the bunny. Okay. What is that? Or is that more of those shiny things? No, it's more of those shiny things. I remember reading in the description that this was done by a whole one-man team. How are you able to do this all by yourself? Like, how talented do you have to be able to program and everything? Get all of this detail in the... I don't get how you're able to do that. Even the music score right now. I mean, he probably had like outside help and everything, but like, where do you come up with this? What is this?
Do you remember what my dad did for a living?
Wasn't he like a lumberjack?
That's one way of putting it. If wood was a canvas, then a carving knife was his paintbrush. Even after working a 50-hour week, even after his hands were more splinters than skin, he would bring home the nicest piece of Alaskan weeping cedar and make me toys. That wooden train was the first toy I can remember, and I loved it. I just knew from a young age I was going to be a lumberjack, like my father.
Ain't that cute, following in the father's footsteps. There we go. I'll come back to that after I get these, but why is there a car just in the snow like that? It also seems like this is this game gives you free reign of where you want to go, and it doesn't exactly point you in a certain direction. You just go throughout the entire world that the person who made this game has created. I remember there was the shiny things back that way too, so I'm gonna go back and collect those. So I don't get why he gave the fox an ability to double jump. Stuff all over there. wonder if I can find the music for this on YouTube. Because this would be something just to have to listen to while you're just reading a book or something. Is that a playset? Or a playground? Also, it seems that there's two separate stories going on at the same time. One of the fox and one of the boy explaining whatever he's going through.
As a kid, did you ever do show and tell in your class?
Yeah, I think I only did it once, when I was in the 4th grade. You know how my life was around then. I wanted to show my class what helped pass the time and distracted me, so I brought a dozen paper cranes I had made. I think I told everyone how badly I wanted to be a bird and fly, embarrassingly enough.
Don't be embarrassed. Every kid wants to fly. For me, it was another toy from my dad, a wooden boat. I remember guarding it so carefully in my hands as I walked into class. When I sat down, a group of boys immediately made fun of it. They asked which trash can I found it in, or why an ugly log was my favorite toy. When I got up, I didn't even want to tell them my dad had carved it. I said it was a joke gift my friends had given me.
Kids can be so cruel.
Some of them are. I shouldn't have let them get to me, but it did. It's amazing we bounced back at all.
Yeah, kid. Kids can be ruthless sometimes for no reason. Even over the smallest things. Are any more around here, or is that it for all of those? I think that's it. Alright, where to next? Ah, that answered my question. Weren't we just in a sunny area? Why are we in a lush green environment that looks so beautiful? What are we gonna find here?
My teenage years were full of sketching, angst, and trouble. I wasn't popular or unpopular. Maybe just forgettable. I guess that gave me a sense of freedom. So I hung out with crazy kids, doing crazy things, even though I mostly just watched the chaos ensue. We did it all. Put fireworks in mailboxes, hide roadkill in people's garages, break windows of the barber shop in Anchorage. My dad was furious, but he was so busy working he couldn't do much to stop me from going out.
I think being an adult means there's no one to stop you making hard decisions. He had to make a living, and he couldn't be in two places at once.
Yeah, I realize that now. But at the time, I was sure he was more interested in growing his business than what was going on with me.
What? I don't know how that just worked, but it did. Why is there a cop car there? What is all this random stuff doing in the forest? And what was all that stuff doing in the snowy mountains?
He was working another late night, and my friends were over, saying how bored they were and how they had come all the way out to my house for nothing. One of them mentioned how that old, ugly beyond belief truck was still in the garage, and how we should take it for a spin. I was only 15, so I kind of fought it for a while. The next thing I knew, we were careening around the mountain path, rocks spitting onto the sides of the cliff, while my dad's cringeworthy bluegrass blared out the speakers. I drove while my friends were in the back of that yellow and purple truck, throwing beer bottles and trash at anything remotely interesting. Felt like I was soaring in the air with borrowed wings. But all good things have endings. A cop outside of Eagle River pulled us over after he saw us in a bottle rocket into someone's yard. What followed was a long night of talking to disappointed adults and feeling smaller than ever.
Hey, because what you did was stupid. Like, did you not expect them to be disappointed that you took your dad's car in a joyride and were throwing beer bottles and everything? In people's yards, no less. Yo, what? I wish I could see something like this in person. So glad there's no fall damage. Or damage at all. Seems like this is mostly going to be an exploratory game and just you listening to whatever's going, or either trying to find the fox's cubs and just listening to the boy tell his story.
After he drove me home from the police station, I blew up at him, saying how I never wanted to be like him, how I was going to be someone and leave that hick icebox for good. He just looked forward at the road with tired eyes. I took out that bluegrass tape from the cassette deck and chucked it out the window. In my sage teenage wisdom, I thought I had proved the ultimate point, but my dad had a different idea. He slammed the brakes, slowly bowed his head while gripping the steering wheel, and finally looked at me. All he said, like it was a polite request, was, "Make this right." I sat there in silence, fuming, but I eventually got out and combed every square inch of the woods, muttering profanity after profanity. I found it 30 minutes later, near a small waterfall off the road. I went back to the truck, put the wet tape back in, and sure enough it worked. We didn't speak another word to each other the rest of the night.
Wow, I knew you were a crazy teenager, but...
It's hard to believe, isn't it? It surprises me too. It's like I didn't really know who that kid was back then. I bet my dad thought the same thing over and over. It's almost like he was saying, "Make this right," to himself, more than to me.
Seems like you were kind of an asshole. Your dad did nothing in that moment. I would say nothing, but your dad didn't do anything to deserve you getting all angry at him like that.
My friends would laugh about that night and talk about how crazy it was, and I laughed along, pretending it didn't bother me. But it did. I imagined my friends growing old in the bush, unable to find that thrill in those godforsaken ice fields. It's like those mountains were a literal wall, keeping me from leaving, where all I would have to look forward to are lumber yards and evening beers.
I need 3.
I had to climb over. That was my only goal for a long time.
Actually, do I need 3 or can I just go with 2? Because if I was to try to get 3, I'd have to jump. Or would I? Yep, I would have to jump to get up that. Could I possibly make it with 2? I like how you can hear the rumble of the water as it hits the floor like that. Also, make sure you have headphones on because it sounds way better with the headphones, with the inclusive sound and everything. It sounds so good with headphones.
If there was some way I could take my love of drawing and turn it into a way of escape, nothing would make me happier. I wanted to create instead of tearing trees down. I wanted to move to the lower 48, not because I hated it there in Alaska, but I hated the idea of it. It's like all of that spite inside me had created this monster which followed me around my whole teenage years. I put so much energy into doing what others didn't expect of me. Why did I do that?
There's one fact you're forgetting, though. If you didn't have that fire in you, we probably would have never met.
You're absolutely right. Maybe the destination is all that matters in the end. But then why am I awake? Why am I seeing this fox go on her journey? And why can't I stop thinking about my dad?
I have no words to say on what he was talking about because I can't formulate my thought on it. What's this over here?
My dad built a lot of stuff in his free time. If he wasn't watching fly fishing or reading Tom Clancy novels, he was carving something. He made tons of birdhouses. Not that he was into bird watching, but I think he really missed working and adding on to the home. If he couldn't afford the time to build onto our own house, he would have to settle with watching birds move into their little homes. We kept an old mattress in the bed of that ugly yellow truck, so we would drive it deep into the woods and then watch the birds fly into their houses while the sun set. Usually it was accompanied by venison jerky or a cold Coke, but not a lot of talking, which is how we both liked it.
Actually, that sounds like it would be a very enjoyable night. Just being able to sit, watch birds, either that or just sit in that truck and look at the stars at night. Why is there a keyboard? I actually wouldn't mind going on a... If I had a truck like that, I would do the same. Put a bed back there, probably a blanket if it gets cold, and then just chill in a spot to where I can see the stars in a perfect way.
We were happiest underneath the evergreens. We decided it was time to finally map out the hundreds of acres we lived on, just to pass the time during the summer. He was only free in the evenings, so I would spend the day wasting time on dial-up internet and sketching, and then we would rush into the woods, pen and map in hand, before evening fell. Sometimes, the aurora borealis would cast a cold green glow on the mountainside, and we would finish our route underneath a twilight sky. Sometimes I was lonely during those summer days, but there was comfort in the routine.
A lot of teenagers aren't looking for the daily grind, though. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get out, to leave your childhood home. You wanted to progress, to make something of yourself.
Yeah, you're right. That house. I'm sure it's the same as how I left it. Then why does it feel so different?
I doubt you're the only adult to have looked back and asked that question.
Probably feels different because the time has passed. No matter how nostalgic a place can be, there's always going to be that feeling of difference. Especially if it's a place you haven't visited in a while. It's kind of like if you go back to your old high school and everything just feels different. What the heck am I supposed to do here? There's a specific way that I have to look, or... Oh. Oh, so I had to wait until the thing hit the bottom of it. Okay. So I have to find 2 more of those. Is it gonna give me like an upgrade or something when I find it, or just progress the story? Not too far. So I guess that's it for this area. Still can't get over how beautiful this music is that's playing. Still can't get over the fact that this was also done by a one-man team. That was the sun shining through. Alright, so there's the second one over there. I guess this is the bed that he was talking about that he put in the truck. Okay, so I guess you can't just do the double jump whenever. You have to do it immediately right there. There we go. Is there any more of those? Nope. Alright, time to go for the last one. I still haven't found her cubs anywhere. Probably find them at the end. Either that, or you have to specifically... There are specific areas where you can find them. Kind of wish you could interact with the random objects you find just sitting on the floor, like that cop car or the keyboard that I found. So the last one's at that tree, huh? Did you see some orange over there?
Even at my most distant, at the times when I detested him the most, he kept reaching out. For a year straight, he asked me every week when we were going camping. I thought he was just dense. Eventually, to shut him up, I agreed. We carried out the worn lawn chairs from the garage and set up the cinder block campfire at the site we had always used behind the house. We walked down the mountain path, talking in the warm sunshine we only got a couple months of the year. Those 3 obsidian rocks shimmered alongside the shore, almost like sparklers pressed against a dark window. I'll never forget that wet stone on my feet. or how those massive mountains looked even bigger in the lake's reflection. I felt small, but grateful. As the sun set, my dad found something I hadn't seen for a long time. The tree where I'd made my first carving when I was 6. I hadn't even carved it. My dad had helped me, but I still called it my tree. Something about seeing my name there made me open up, and we talked about everything that night in that old camouflage tent. I told him how much I love sketching and design, and how it would be a dream to study architecture in Seattle. I told him how I didn't get along with my friends much anymore, but that I didn't mind being alone. He told me he was there for me, and he joked that if all he had to do was write my name on a tree to finally get me to talk, he would have left me carved logs with novels on them in front of my room every morning. I don't know why it took me that long to realize it, but it was then I knew how much he had sacrificed for me. The perpetrator stood nearby, unfazed, like nothing was wrong. My dad is dead, and he's never coming back, Rachel. I can tell you these stories, but I can never reminisce with him again. He can never hold a grandchild that we'll probably never be able to have. I can never talk to him again, and I'll never be able to say I'm sorry for everything.
It's always at those moments when someone's gone that you start rethinking about everything that you've done, or everything, or anything in general, especially after you've had a fight and you're not able to apologize for you being a complete ass or try to reconcile with them at all. You're just stuck feeling all of that guilt. It's just there in the hole that they've left. One thing you can think about is the stories or the good times that you've had with them. I'm sorry, I space out my words sometimes. They come after I finish the sentence. Is there anything up here? Nope. It's all over there. I like how the jumping stops your momentum. It's a good thing there's no fatigue bar in it at all, too, because this place is too vast to be walking around.
I need to go to bed. I just can't talk about this anymore. Good night.
Seems more like a serious video than I was expecting it to be, but that's alright. Whoa.
Joseph, you can't go to sleep feeling like this. I'm sorry for everything, and I know you need space, but I'm here for you. You don't need to feel so lost. Joseph, have I ever told you what my mother was like? You know what it's like not to have a mom at home. And you know how hard that made my childhood. What helped me was watching the birds in the morning before the school bus came. I thought that my mother was one of those birds, and it made me want to be free like her. My mom taught me how to fold origami cranes while she was in the hospital. So I told myself I would fold one every day until I could fly myself. I think we both have always loved animals, and for me that love started with a dog. Sometimes this Rottweiler would come up to our property line and wait at the fence for me, but only once in a while. I was sure to check every day immediately after school, and it usually ended in disappointment. I would even steal money from my passed-out dad just so I could buy these off-brand dog biscuits. Even when she did stop by, she never went beyond the fence. Why was she so scared? I think my dad was the opposite of your dad in almost every way, except he was in the military as well. He coped with alcohol of every kind. The trailer started falling apart, he got angry, and I withdrew. More and more I became the weird, quiet kid who made lots of origami birds and carried dog biscuits around. I think we were pretty similar when it came to being the weird kids. And that same sincerity in college was one of the reasons I was so drawn to you. Life got worse and worse, and at one point, I really didn't think I could survive another day with my soul still intact. I had no real friends, let alone neighbors, since we lived in the middle of nowhere. I should have talked to my teacher, but I was scared what he would do if he found out. As I waited for the school bus one morning, I walked around until I found something in an abandoned shed. Something I can't put into words. I summoned courage I didn't know I had, and I broke into my dad's room and found the key to the shed where he had locked my bike. I'll never forget that feeling. The wind rushing by my ears as the sun rose over fields of wheat. I was flying for the first time. I biked as far as my legs could take me until I found a house that felt friendly, and that felt like home. Those strangers helped me in so many ways. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have found my foster family. And if it wasn't for my parents, I wouldn't have met you. You have strength, Joseph, and you're not as alone as you think.
It's all just so pointless. Just waiting for life to happen. It's like having the home I always wanted is cursed out of my reach. The thought of being a parent myself, how could I do that when I couldn't even be a good son? I'm sorry, I know what you're saying. I just don't know how things will work out. These quiet hours will turn into years. We'll wonder which roads passed us by.
Then we'll forge a new road together. Besides, I discovered for myself that one fateful morning where any hopeful road leads to. There may be thorns and mist, but it always leads to the same thing.
And what's that?
Family.
I'm so glad that you're part of my family, Rachel.
And I'm glad you're part of mine.
Now I'm just thinking that Dom Toretto meme. She is right though. Family is that one constant that you have mean, sure, there are shitty families out there, but they're still family. No matter how shitty they are, they're always gonna be there, even if you don't talk to them for the longest. Even if they annoy the shit out of you too, you got them. And then there's also the fact that in the future, you're gonna have your own family. And then your children are gonna have their own family, and that cycle is gonna continue. Be it man, woman, trans, whatever. Still got family. Damn, I didn't realize I already collected 90 of them. What area am I going to be in now?
The fox knew her last cub would be waiting for her at the first tree. She was almost there. The rain cascaded onto the Jade Valley.
I did not mean to fall all the way down here.
Life was protected there, because that's where life began. It was now only a mother and a daughter left. Items from my life still dotted the ground as she moved closer to her destination and destiny.
I'm not one to really believe in destiny. I'm really the one to believe that you make your own. You're the one who has control of your own life.
At the end of high school, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Drive. I looked into the best architecture schools on the West Coast, then got a dose of reality when looking at other students' portfolios and the high cost of tuition. I still wanted to be something, to be the next Alvaro Siza, and to make those thousands of sketches worth something in my grand history. But now even an internship sounds impossible. Siza helped me understand how essential emotion is in architecture, and he also said light is the real composer of space. I like to think these glints of light, like not finding a job or even a strange dream about a fox, are something I should be thankful for, even if the illuminated space is something I'm less than comfortable with.
Yeah, college is way too expensive for a flimsy piece of paper. I mean, granted, I want to go to college so I can go, or not college either, just like a community college or something, so I can go for like information technology, because I love computers and everything. But even then, the cost is what's always deterring for people. Sure, there are people who get full rides and stuff, but the ones who have to pay out of pocket for everything, that is usually what deters people from even wanting to go.
My dad was super supportive with my college plans. To a point. Things were okay until this terrible accident happened. I guess a forklift flipped over due to a bad axle, and it crushed one of the workers there. My dad didn't eat for days, even though he wasn't directly involved. It devastated him. Not only did it hurt the business, but it just freaked him out. He would talk in his sleep, muttering things about firing people and saying sorry. One fateful day he approached me, said that since my school search wasn't going well, I should finally be a man and take over the family business. He said one day he was going to die, and that all of his work, sacrifice, and even that man's life would be wasted in vain. I just lost it. Teenage me just exploded at the thought. I screwed up. I said things I shouldn't have. He was having a crisis, and I pretty much spit in his face.
I wouldn't say you spit in his face. I mean, sure, the way he came about it was kind of not the right way to do that. At all. Even still. That's not the way you bring that up to somebody. Even if you are distressed. Where do I go now? Am I supposed to go all the way up here? Oh, over there. Where am I going? Alright, let's go to the first tree now.
Was that the last time you talked to him?
No, I called on holidays, and he would call on my birthday. I guess we acted like nothing ever happened, which was stupid. didn't want to ask about his lumberyard, and I'm sure he didn't want to ask about my job search. I never went back and visited. I think the last conversation we had was about what movies we had seen and what exactly a best boy is in the credits. I thought he would be here so much longer.
That's why you gotta make sure you love everybody. Well, not technically not everybody. That was a very beautiful game. So many things to be learned from this. So many things everybody can learn from this. Oh wait, there's still more? What? Wait, is this Joseph now? Oh, it is. So they're packing up to go back to Alaska. Or are they still in Alaska? So they're getting ready for their baby to come in. I like how the graphics look much different on Joseph's side. Like everything's more real and has more, I wouldn't say depth, because playing as a fox you had depth as well, but I guess the dream had a different way of looking rather than this. Also, where the hell are we? Why are we on like a mountain? Why are we so far away from civilization?
What the hell?
Is that the fox? It is the fox. Where are you taking me? Also, did I leave the door open? fox causing all this? No, okay, he's just lighting the way. Where are you taking me? You were taking me to the first tree. How are you gonna run all this far? Oh, the fox is with her cubs now. Hold up, wait, was the fox somehow his father trying to tell... I'm probably thinking too deep into that. Was the fox like a spirit version of his father or something? Oh, this was actually made by a couple. Not a couple, voiced by a couple, so the messages were... This was way too good of a game. Way too good. I enjoyed this game way too much. Huh. That was a journey. I don't even know how to end this. If you guys like this video, if you guys want to see me play games like this, more narrative, less horror, into where it's just a certain message is being it seemed like a certain message was being conveyed. But yeah, if you guys want to see me play games like this, please leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Those always help. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. And I'm out. Peace.